ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯡ ꯀꯥꯝꯕ ꯃꯤꯅꯣꯇꯥ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯇꯥꯛꯀꯗꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯁꯕꯖꯦꯛꯇ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯁ 9 ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯁ 10 ꯕꯥꯏꯑꯣꯂꯣꯖꯤ. Welcome back, students. Previous class we have learned about the various methods of improvements of crop yields and different practices of the crop production management. Today we are going to continue the chapter. Let's start about the irrigation first. Okay, so here irrigation. Irrigation is a process of applying water to the crops artificially to fulfill their water requirements. We all know that, right? So here in irrigation, we are going to discuss about the different types of irrigation systems which are practiced for improving the crop yield. Okay, first let's see surface irrigation. Okay, as the name indicates, it's going to distribute the water across the field over the soil surface. Then next is about the sprinkler or overhead irrigation. In such type of irrigation, what happens? Water is supplied in the form of spray created by expel water under pressure from an orifice. Okay, we are going to expel water from an orifice throughout the field in such kind of irrigation system. Next is about the drip or trickle irrigation. In such type of irrigation system, what happens? Drops of water is directly applied to the individual plants. Okay, as the name indicates, drip. So here drops of water is directly applied to the individual plants. Okay, so that's all about the types of irrigation system. Though water is essential for this plant growth, excessive water is also harmful to the plants. We all know that, right? So that it may cause the waterlogging also, right? So here excess water should be drained out from the field. Okay, so all these are the reason for performing irrigation in the field. Next is about the cropping pattern. Okay, we see various patterns of cropping in the field. So in India, cropping activities go on all the year round. Okay, in northern India, there are two distinct seasons, Kharif and Rabi. Right. So here Kharif season. In Kharif season, it includes it starts from the July to October. Okay, I mentioned about the Kharif season. Okay, so next is about the Rabi season. It starts from the October until March. This is about the Rabi season. Okay, and the crops which are grown between these two seasons, that is between the March and June. That is March, April, May, June. Okay, such crops which are grown between this season, okay, we term it as the Jaid. Okay, so this is about the cropping pattern. Next, let's see about the mixed cropping. So here mixed cropping. In this type of cropping, two or three crops are sown together on the same land, and one being the main crop and others the subsidiaries. Okay, so this is about the mixed cropping. One being the main crop and others being the subsidiaries. These two or three crops are mixed together or are sown together in the same land. Okay, so when cropping is done in a definite sequence, it is called the rotational cropping. And when land is occupied by one crop, okay, one crop during one season, it is called the monocropping. And when the land is occupied by two crops, which may be grown in a year in sequence, then it is called the double cropping. Okay, and if the land is occupied by more than two crops in a year, it is called the multiple cropping. So this is all about the cropping patterns. Okay, so next let's see about the crop protection. Okay, so there are many organisms which may damage the crops, and such kind of organisms which damage the crops are called as the pest. Okay, and this pest includes what? Includes insects, fungi, bacteria, and even viruses. Okay, and such kind of pest, okay, it can be eradicated by using chemical pesticides. Okay, and that is the only way of eradicating this such kind of pest. Such kind of chemical pesticides cause pollution to the environment, so biopesticides replace the chemical pesticides. So here let's see what are biopesticides first. Biopesticides are naturally occurring pests and pesticidal substances produced by the plants. Okay, so here many fungi are capable of infecting and killing the insects. It can also be used to control weeds and even control the plant fungal pathogen also. Okay, so that's about the crop protection. Next, let's see about the mixed farming. Its name indicates mix. Okay, so here in this type of farming, we are going to combine two independent agricultural enterprises on the same farm. Okay, so that's about the mixed farming. We can explain like this by citing an example like here in this mixed farming, a cultivation of cereal crops alongside the rearing of cattle. Means what? In the same farm, we can what? Cultivate the cereal crops also, and we can rear the cattle alongside that cultivation. And the what? In that cultivation, the excreta, okay, from that cattle, okay, from that cattle can be used to fertilize the surrounding cereal crops. Okay. Next is about the integrated fish-pig farming. In such kind of farming, what happened? Pigsties, that is the place where pigs are kept. Okay, so here pigsties are constructed either on the pond embankments or near the pond. And the fish in the pond utilize the food spilled by the pigs and even their excreta, which is very much rich in the nutrients. So such kind of integration, okay, such kind of integration which takes place between the fish inside the pond and pig, which are which are placed near the pond embankments. Okay, such kind of farming we term it as the integrated fish-pig farming. Let's see about the animal husbandry again. So here, animal husbandry. Okay, particularly animal husbandry deals with what? With the management of animals. That is, animals which are raised for acquiring essential products like milk, meat, and even eggs. Okay, such kind of rearing of animals, we term it as the animal husbandry. Some common animal husbandry practices, okay, we often see are piggery, cattle farming, then poultry farming, fishery, and even apiculture. That means the rearing of bees and all that. Okay, so let's see a brief about each of them. First one is about the piggery. Okay, piggery. It is the raising and breeding of domestic pigs. We all know pigs, right? So here pigs are known for their meat yield. Okay, so such kind of pigs, they produce more meat yield as compared to other animals. Okay, and their manure is widely used as fertilizer for agricultural farms and even fish ponds. Okay, next let's see about the cattle farming. Okay, we have just seen about the piggery. Next is about the cattle farming. So here, in most parts of the India, including Manipur itself, cattle farming is carried out mainly for the production of milk. Okay, since milk cattle, so to say, are reared for production of milk. So what happened? All cattle that are not healthy and with low yield milk, low milk yield, are to be removed from the farm. Such kind of removal of milk animals which are no more for the use, like they are not healthy or so they give less amount of milk, are removed, and this process of removing we term it as the culling. Okay, that's about the animal husbandry, cattle farming. Okay, next is about the poultry farming. It refers to the rearing and management of domesticated birds. Okay, so here poultry farming. Okay, it mainly refers to the domesticated birds. Okay, here domesticated birds means here we can tame, we can rear in there, we can manage at homes. Okay, like duck, chicken, turkey, etc. for the purpose of production of eggs and meat. Okay, so that's about the poultry farming. And here, the specialized meat-producing poultry birds are called the broilers. And those poultry birds which are mainly for the purpose of egg laying, okay, that are called the layers. So that's the difference between these broilers and layer. Broilers specialized for meat-producing and layers for the egg laying. Okay, don't forget that one. Next, the tremendous rise in the availability of poultry products is called the silver revolution. Okay, so that's about the poultry farming itself. But in such kind of poultry farming, cross breeding is done between the Indian and exotic breeds for the variety improvement of the poultry birds. Okay. Next is about the fishery. So as the name indicates, fishery, it's the raising or harvesting of fishes. Okay. So here in such kind of fish farming, the type of fish, the fish culture in which more than one type of compatible fishes is cultured simultaneously is known as the composite fish culture. Okay, so that's about the composite fish culture. In such kind of composite fish culture, mainly Indian, major carps and even the exotic carps are used. Okay, the Indian major carps which are used in such kind of the composite fish culture are katla, rohu, mrigal, okay, and even silver carp, grass carp, and common carp as the exotic carps. So these are all about the composite fish culture. Okay. Next is about the beekeeping or apiculture. Okay, as the name indicates, beekeeping. So here it refers to the rearing of honeybees for obtaining honey, wax, etc. Okay. So in India, beekeeping is done using Indian honeybee, okay, whose scientific name is Apis indica, right? Though other wild species such as Apis dorsata, then Apis flori, etc. are also available for such kind of beekeeping or apiculture. In a colony of this beehive, okay, there are thousands of bees, but all of them do not collect nectar. Okay, all of them do not collect nectar. There is a strict division of labor inside this colony itself, inside this colony of bees. Okay, so here in this colony, the queen bee, okay, the queen bee lays thousands of eggs. The queen bee lays thousands of eggs, and when these larvae are hatched, are fed with royal jelly. We all know that, right? We have been using this term royal jelly from the since lower classes, right? So here royal jelly, and the duration they are fed with this royal jelly decide their role as worker or queen. Clear? The drone bees are male and their job is only to help in fertilizing the eggs. Okay, the main purpose, the main role of this drone bees is only to fertilize the eggs. These are which are led by the queen bee. Okay, and the worker bees, they do what? Their actual work is of collection of nectar. They're going to collect nectar for this larvae, and there are big firms called apiaries which allow the maximum pollen and nectar collection. And this beekeeping, they do what? They serves as an additional small income for whose? For many farmers. Okay, so that's all about the beekeeping and about the we call it also apiculture, right? So today we have learned about the irrigation, some patterns of cropping, its protection, and some common practices of the animal husbandry. Here comes the end of the chapter. We'll meet in next class.